We're joined now by the Republican chairman of the Intelligence Committee, Ohio Congressman Mike Turner. It's good to have you back in studio. And I want to get you on a number of national security fronts, but you also sit on House Oversight, which is investigating the president's son, Hunter, and has called for U.S. Attorney David Weiss, now Special Counsel Weiss, to come and testify. Do you have confidence in him and his ability to conclude this in a fair way?
Well, obviously there are concerns. One, like Catherine Heritage, I also looked at the appointment, and the appointment seems more narrow than what Bill Barr had given him, the Attorney General Barr. This says that it's limited to the case that was brought before him initially, that's the scope, instead of all of the matters related to unpaid taxes. The concern here, obviously, with Barr being special counsel, Weiss being special counsel, is that he was the one that allowed the statute of limitations to expire on some very critical felony charges that could have been brought against Hunter Biden.
Why would he have done that?
The IRS whistleblower said that it was that interference from the Department of Justice. There's some question as to whether or not it's prosecutorial misconduct, but it certainly could be, prosecutorial malpractice. In any event, when you've been given the charge to handle claims of such explosive nature and allow the statute of limitations to expire, resulting in, Hunter Biden has in his pocket $125,000 worth of taxes that were owed to the United States that, as a result of these being expired, remain in his pocket.
Why would a U.S. attorney appointed by President Trump working under a Republican attorney general with career prosecutors have that level of conspiracy?
Well, it's not conspiracy. That actually occurred. That those
to deliberately allow for the statute of limitations to pass.
I think those are questions that he has to answer.
Okay.
I know, why did this occur? The IRS whistleblowers said that it was interference from the Department of Justice that allowed them to expire. The prosecutor, Weiss, had been working with Hunter Biden and his attorney and actually getting waivers for those statute of limitations period, and he stopped getting the waivers. So he certainly was knowledgeable, aware that it was going to be expiring, and then something occurred where he allowed those to expire. But also his appointment is coming right on the heels of James Comer's release of bank records that indicate that we're now up to $20 million worth of funds that came from foreign sources.
Right, allegations in this, but
they're actual bank records. These are not. No, the bank records are right up. The bank records are right on the website of the House Oversight Committee. Over $20 million released August 9th that went to Hunter Biden, his family, and business associates that come from China, Russia. As the chairman of as chairman of the Intelligence Committee, serving on the Armed Services Committee, this is a great concern because you have foreign individuals that are making payments to the son of the vice president, now son of the president. And obviously, they're buying something. They weren't buying his business advice. They were buying influence.
Well, we just heard from the attorney who had said, no crime has been substantiated on that front. But I want to ask you.
Well, he's representing Hunter Biden because he's in court.
He is, and he has a different standard than members of Congress because what you do is political, and he has to meet a legal benchmark in court, as with those Justice Department prosecutors.
I think what he just did was actually very political.